We're on our Doffy shit today. Unfortunately, I don't have anything resembling his glasses. Not even sunglasses. Because why go out in the sun when we can play card games instead, like the simulator? Here, we're gonna go over the, how I like to say, Gurple Doffy deck. Green purple, baby. So this deck is more so, I don't know, it feels mid-range control, but more so control. It definitely has all the capabilities of doing both. So we'll start off with, we're doing 3 choppers, solid 2k. At the most, it might help you when it comes to clearing early boards for example, say Zoro or something, but it's usually mostly a 2k counter. We've got our Nami, our film Nami. She's the bread and butter of the deck. On play, when attacked, pay 1 cost. Look at the top 3 cards at the top of your deck to reveal a film card that's not her, which you're gonna hit her a lot and it's gonna suck. But other than that, she's one of your main searches of the deck. You always want to see her in the beginning of your hand. We are running Film Brook, so we can cheat out said Nami, we can cheat out Buena Vista, we can cheat out Chopper as well. He just helps flood the board so that by the time we hit late game, we can start wailing on our opponent. We are only running 3 Monkey D. Luffy blockers, and I'm gonna explain why I'm only running 3. But first of all, he is the main unit of the deck. You want to see this every single game, more than just one time. 7k base blocker, it has strike. It gets over buggies, which is annoying. He also plays a 4 cost or less film card, which is going to be either your Uta or your Brook, and then Brook and chain combos, and you just keep going and going and going. And I'm only running 3 because I noticed with this deck, most of your cards don't have counter on it, and if it does, it's an event counter, or a card that you would rather not toss away because you want to keep it as your main pieces, such as Queen or Brook, Uta. You don't really want to toss those away. You kind of want to play them and get the value out of them, like the play value. We run 4 Sugar because she's an amazing card. She's one of the best Doflamingo cards that we get in set 4, which is coming out within a week. So excited for that, huh? The opponent on play, rest one of your opponent's characters with a 4 cost or less. This is really good. It gets rid of those pesky Marcos, gets rid of those pesky Blemhines, Choppers, Beige, all the annoying small blockers. Helps you get in there. She also has the ability during your opponent's turn, when your opponent plays a character, and if your leader is Donkey Kong Pirates, which it is, I would hope so, rest up to one of your opponent's characters. It is not cost restricted, it is not power restricted. It is very strong, it works on anything. Here's a very specific thing that a lot of people don't understand with Sugar here, is that she can still rest a character even if she's already rested. So it's like an ability that a lot of people have trouble with because it has one of those funny little keywords, I guess. Katakuri, for example. So as the text says here, rest one of your opponent's characters, then rest this card, meaning after you resolve the first part, then you can resolve the second part of it. Meaning, even if she is rested, say you swing at a Otama or a Makino, then you can still get her ability off. She just doesn't rest because she's already rested. Ah, yes. The man himself. Don Quixote Doflamingo. 10 cost, 10k power on play. A total of up to 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders who do not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. So yeah, you play this card and they don't get to play the game anymore. It's your turn all the time. It's really good, really solid. It's like the best boss monster that Green has as of now. It used to be Kid, but Kid was kind of niche, and he dies a lot easier now due to the plethora of removal that every color got, but most specifically red, because red gets everything, right? But yeah, once you throw him down in the game, you start chain comboing him, you basically just won. We're running 3 2k Shiki. Mostly just a 2k in case you're up against an aggro matchup. You can call it out of your life, but there hasn't been many times where I've needed to do that because most decks in this format are mid-range or control decks. So you don't really need to fighting its aggro unless it's a Zoro player still holding on to their strong beliefs and run for presidency again. We are running 3 Queen. I don't care how many people disregard it, low play it, downplay it. It is like what you want to do with this deck is draw. Draw power is like the strongest thing in this deck. And the minute you start drawing into more of your tools and engine, and like your cards, your events, your 10-drop Dofies, you already get the ball rolling. And to have that for just -2 Dawn, or -1 Dawn, sorry, is just really powerful. And he's a blocker, 6k base, and he has a counter on him just in case you don't get the chance to play him and he's in your hand. So an extra counter, it's a blocker, draws and fixes your hand a little bit. It's just really solid. One of the star players of the deck is Uta. On block, -1 Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. This is huge. It hits Marco, it hits Law, it hits Hawkins, it hits Luffy, it hits all the actual big threats coming up in the next set. Hits Sabo, it hits Orlumbus, so you can get rid of it because they do not want to swing with that card. And it's only at the cost of -1 Dawn, so if you're around 9 or 10, so if you're at 10 or 9 Dawn, this is basically free because you're going to get the 2 Dawn back anyway. Or if you use Thunder Bagua in your defensive turn when you're at 8 or less, and you basically make up for it. Excuse me, sorry. Next, Guild Tessero. I'm only running 3 of this card because although he's really strong, especially for the deck, -2 Dawn is pretty heavy on top of not having counter, and with all these blue decks running around just bottom decking him literally every turn, it's a huge tempo loss, and this deck wants to keep that tempo going. So you want to make sure that he keeps that tempo going, and you don't want to commit too heavily into him unless you can afford it most of the time. But the main game plan is getting out your blockers and then playing Doffy to help you end the game. Buena Fista. It's not Fiesta, it's Fista. It's a typo. He's basically the Nami of the deck. Just check top 5 to search for a film card, except he has 2k counter, which gives him 2 different versions of value, which is guard value or search value. Although it hurts, you're going to be playing this a lot more than keeping it in your hand. So keep that in mind, because there's going to be times where you're going to have no plays in hand and you have to just throw like, even if it's an aggro matchup, you just got to throw them down. So you can search for your Nami, or you can search for your Brook to chain into Nami, or to grab your Monkey D. Luffy or your Uta. You just got to do it. For the events, I'm running Punk Gibson. It's just a solid card, plus 4k, rest of 4 costs or less, helps you get in. It helps you create more targets for your Doflamingo trigger or ability. It also has, trigger from life, rest in opponent's character. And obviously no cost or power restriction, so you can rest any big threat, say like a Big Mom, or maybe a Mihawk or something, or a blue Kaido, which everybody, we're gonna see a lot of that. And then it'll enable your Don Quixote Doflamingo to be a lot bigger of a threat because you're blocking a lot more things. Spider's Web is pretty self-explanatory. It's Paradise Waterfall, but stronger, plus 4k, set up to one of your characters is active with a trigger of giving your leader plus 2k for the turn. Really strong, especially against aggro. You want to abuse your Luffy blocker, Uta blocker, and Queen blocker with this card so that you have more defensive capabilities. You're not susceptible to getting just aggroed down so fast or so easily, Last but not least, for Thunder Bagua, you're gonna be at 2 or less life most of the time. You're a 4 life leader because you're dual colored. Trigger at a Dawn. If you ever have the chance to ramp up, you're always going to want to take that opportunity. So if you do see it as trigger, most cases you're going to want to activate it just so you can get to your game plan a lot faster than your opponent, so you're even more ahead of the game. That's probably what's most strongest about it, actually. And it's just really nice 4k guard, especially late game. If you do overtune on the Field Tesero or the Uta, then you can get that Dawn back and ramp back up a lot faster than what you would normally do. So you can play another 10-drop Doffy, have a bigger play, say with Monkey D. Luffy, have like extra Dawn left over so you can have enough for 2 events and not just 1 from via your leader ability. But yeah, so that's the deck profile, and let's get into some games. Alright, here we got one of my favorite matchups. It's against Katakuri. We're always going to want to take second here, because obviously their curve's a lot stronger on second, but also we have a lot of... It's also our best curve too. Now, we want to... Although this is a pretty good hand, we want to always mulligan for a searcher. We're either being Buena Vista or Nami. In this case, we found Buena Vista. So we're going to try and check this out. We'll grab Uta here. We'll put our events down to the bottom in a specific order. We'll put Spider's Web first, because if we're gonna... Actually, no, we will draw to that extent. We're gonna want to see that a lot sooner. We're gonna take this 5k swing. I'd say especially if you have Thunder Boggle in your hand, you're gonna want to take a little bit of damage early so that you can actually proc it. Also, huge thing, this is a tempo-based matchup. So I'm going to actually play this Sugar right now to rest the Paros Peril and swing 7k at it, as to not give yellow the opportunity to rush me down. The weakness to yellow is having a board and having ways of clear. So as long as I can control their board and take care of that, the matchup will be a lot easier. Obviously, he's going to swing to the Sugar. I would love to guard this, but I want to keep my events for something bigger, such as Queen. So we're going to let that go. He's probably going to play a 4-cost 6A vanilla. Oh, he played a Sanji. Okay. Gotcha. What do we do here? This pudding doesn't really do anything to us, so we have 6 Dawn. What we could do here is we'll put a Dawn on leader to swing for 6 at life. Watch to see if he guards it or not. He might 2k it. Yeah. Then here we're gonna use Queen, and we're gonna use Queen's ability so we can start drawing into our game plan. We're gonna get rid of Brook. Actually, probably both Brooks. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's only 1 card. I'm so used to Khalifa making me drop 2. Do we take a life here? We can grab him a life. We're playing the long game out, and we definitely win the long game, so we'll take that damage too. We're at exactly 7, so we'll swing 5 at lead. This is basically a free life to him, so he might take it, he might not. I don't see a reason to block it, to be honest, but he does. Maybe he wants to big life challenge. Alright, we're on our turn where we can play Luffy and Uta, the casual combo you want to do. Let's see, do we swing with Queen? Yes, we do. We see if he blocks it with a 2k or not. He does. That's more cards out of his hand, so that's better for us. The less cards in their hand, the better it is for us. Ooh. Fortunately, he's running the Yamato, so that kind of stinks. We'll take that. Honestly, this matchup is... You kind of... I don't know. When it comes to me playing it, at least, I like to take most of the damage, so that when it comes to... we're going to spiderweb this one. Erase that. Because when it comes to this matchup, now their 10-cost Big Mom is kind of useless. It doesn't really do anything for them. And now they're in a position to where they're starting to pressure us and try to kill us faster. So they're obviously trying to take the trash out, you know? So how do I want to do this alignment of attacks? I do want to play another Monkey D. Luffy. But also at the same time, I do want to play Tesero. If anything, there's these small incremental kind of decisions that wow, double 2k. That kind of works out for us, actually. And we'll play Tesero and end turn. So now we have enough for 2 Pump Gibsons. He has 6 life, so highest thing he can hit with another Yamato if he's gonna play it would be, well, everything really. Okay, he swung at us first. I don't think that was the right play. We will Punk Gibson and rest their Sanji, so that gets rid of a blocker and a possible attacker. Let's see, what else are they gonna do here? This also allows us to have blockers just in case they do want to swing a lot higher with the other cards, obviously. Honestly, we can Punk Gibson this again. We'll rest Pudding and then use 1k guard with our Brook. Now we have the, how would I say, the pleasure of guarding with either Uta or Queen now. Oh, he doesn't. He knows what's coming. Alright, so here's the part where we start coming back in the game. Alright. We're going to use Doflamingo, call this out, freeze those 2. So now his leader ability is offline. We do want to swipe at the Pudding here. Then we'll swing at lead, minusing 2 Dawn to draw more cards. And then we'll just end our turn there. We don't want to start swinging with our blockers yet, because he does have an 8k and a 9k kind of just, you know, chilling there. Probably his best card to look for is a Katakuri, so he can like top. Yeah, that does nothing. We're not afraid of that. We don't have any life to get trash anyway. So now we're just playing the long game with them. Let's see. Ooh, he's going for the biggie here. 11. We'll block with Queen, Pump Gibson, and block with Chopper because we're gonna want a Queen next turn because we're not gonna have Uta up on the board because we're gonna block with her right now. All right. Oh, Perils. Yeah. All right. Oh, actually, we can Luffy into Uta. Okay. Yeah, we've got some flexibilities this turn. We are going to start off with calling our Mucky D. Luffy so that we have the Dawn to spare right now. We're gonna swing 6 here at Sanji, minus a 2 Dawn, get some stuff. Okay, we got an event. So now we have the information of keeping more Dawn to us because we drew the spiderweb. But actually, I'm very dumb because I forgot that we're gonna get 2 back anyway at the end of the turn. We want to get rid of their board as best as possible. We'll swing 10 there. Swing 8 here. They're gonna guard it obviously if they can. Alright. Get our 2 Dawn back. They got a couple threats on the board. They tapped out. I'm fine with that. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tap our Uta, minus 1 Dawn to rest that. We're also gonna save our Uta as well. I don't want to toss my Queen here, but yeah, we're gonna toss Chopper here. I'm not afraid of the other 2 swings, not at all. Ooh. We can find another thing, however. I'm gonna block with that and then 2k guard. If they do swing 9 at me, which they do, a little silly. I will let that go because I do want to make extra space for another card, which will be Queen. So we're gonna play Queen now, neg ourselves a Dawn. We're gonna ditch the Tesoro. Let's see. Put a Dawn on Doffy, 10 cost Doffy, swing 11 to ensure that dies. We're going to swing. Do we make it? I would like to ensure that this dies. So Negadon here and there, draw some more. Like it's taken care of. We're gonna swing at Peril's Peril. Alrighty then. They're gonna get their free card. But now look at this. They have no board. We still have a big hand. We have a bunch of blockers that they would have to literally draw only Thunderbolts to get rid of. Katakuri is not too scary. Doesn't really threaten us here. Alright, he gets rid of Monkey D. Luffy. It's fine. We have combo again. See, now he's afraid. Here we're going to spiderweb that. He's afraid of us drawing more. He has 12k swing now. Yeah, I'm not allowing that to happen. And the best part is we can just guard from hand with this because we have this Brook and we have this Buena Vista. Now they're in a very rough position. Oh, and then we draw Doffy. So we're solid. We're getting set now. So here we're not gonna swing with this Tesoro, but we're gonna put 14 here. Or we're gonna put 4 on it to make it 14. So that gets rid of that threat. Swing 5 at lead. Swing 6 at lead, no ability, because we want to be able to use our 10 cost Doffy next turn. And then we're going to throw Uta down. And we're actually gonna swing with the other Queen. We're at a point in the game to where we've controlled it so much that we can actually afford it. They also gave us another life. It's probably gonna get killed anyway if they do have another 10 drop, which they do. But that's fine. Guard with 6k, so it's free block. He's gonna swing with that. We're gonna block with Uta. We're gonna let that go through. And now we have the pleasure of Doflamingoing again. Those two can't swing anymore. I just have free reign to attack and get free draw. We got a Thunder Bagua, so yeah, that's fine. You're gonna block my 5k swing? And then, oh well, we'll see first. That'll, yeah, that does nothing. All right, we'll swing 10k face. All right, we'll end turn there. Get 2 Dawn back. They've got, the only actual attacker is Linlin, the 10 drop Linlin. If they do attack with Sanji, they kind of seal their fate because now we have 2 Doffys on the board. We've got 2 Queens. We have a Tesoro, constantly giving us draw power. And if they Thunderbolt, that kills them faster. They would have to have exactly 2 Thunderbolts, and even then, we still have a lot of guard. They draw 2k. Charlotte and Amanda. Amande. Let's see. How do we want to block this? I think just a full block from Queen is fine. I don't think he's going to swing with the Sanji here. If he swings with Sanji here, that's kind of bad. They find another Katakuri, that's okay. You better hope I don't find another Katakuri. Alright. Back to what we were doing. I just want to control the board clear some more. They might start using their blockers here. Fortunately, they got blockers off of life. Very, very lucky hits. But it will not phase me. Use your ability to get Nami ability to get another film card. We'll grab a 2k counter. We're gonna swing 6k at life, use ability, ditch or minus 2 Dawn to draw 2 more cards. Now we have more cards to work with. We have 2 Thunderbogwas. So we're sitting a lot prettier than we were beforehand now. If that was a Thunderbolt because they're still waiting on trigger, which it was, they killed our Nami, that's fine. Surprised they didn't kill the Tesero, but I ain't complaining. Swing 5 at lead, they have to guard this or take it. Swing 10k at lead, they have to guard this or take it. They're probably gonna block with Charlotte Brûlée. It's the weaker blocker. I wouldn't imagine seeing them block. Oh, they took that. In the off chance I had a Punk Gibson, they'd be kind of rough, but I think I've used most of them, if not all. Yeah, I've used 3 Punk Gibsons, so I'd have to draw into another one. So he's gotten impatient. Seems like he wants to kill us. All right, I almost said chat because I'm so used to being on Twitch. All right, Thunderbog with that. It's a pretty simple guard. That ate up 3 of his Dawn. He's got 7 more Dawn left. We want to preserve our life as much as possible here. We're going to Thunderbog with that as well, and then guard with a Queen. When it comes to a matchup where you're having, or the opponent has a lot of blockers, say Rebecca, Law especially, or Katakuri, you want to keep your sugars until the end of the game. And yeah, you can see he knew he was going to lose. So yeah, that's how it's done. Doffy is quite literally just that guy. Exactly as how he is to lore canonically. He is a controller, he likes to control you. So as long as you're able to control your opponent's board in an orderly fashion, you're always going to be set. It's always going to be good. Yeah, let's get to the next one. Oh, okay, all right. We got ourselves a Blurple Croc matchup. So that's going to be an interesting one. This is also kind of a heavy control based deck. It's nice having all these blockers, but when a mulligan for, again, like I said, the searchers. See if we can grab a Nami here. We do not, but we do see ourselves a Monkey D. Luffy. We want to gravitate towards that more, considering our searches. Yeah, okay. This matchup's gonna be pretty long, maybe slow. This deck has, or at least in the past, have usually had just more so, I'm a wall, but I can't kill you or do anything with it. But considering the new tools they got, that might change. I'm gonna swing 5 at leader. See if we can take some cards out of their hands, or they just take it. I'm gonna call Brook. No ability, can't activate it on anything yet. We're going up to our next turn. We will take this as well. Ah, see, there's our Nami. Cool. What do we want to do here? Considering we drew Nami, I want to play her down first and start searching. We'll grab a Uta. So this Uta will go in tandem with our second Monkey D. Luffy, so now we have enough for 2 combos. So that's really nice. We're going to swing 5k at lead. When it comes to a control matchup, you kind of want to swing the lowest at them so that if they do get hit, unfortunate trigger, they don't have too much to work off of. What I mean by that is I don't want to give them value out of the bigger guard cards. Say if they're running Gum Gum Rain or something. So see here, we swung 5k, so they dropped their Miss All Sunday. That's a really good card in this deck because it lets them recycle their 3,000 Worlds. It lets them recycle their Red Rocks, and it's just so strong. Also, Judgment of Hell if they're using it, or the specific spell that goes with this deck. It's like a crocodile specific spell. I forgot what it's called, but it looks pretty cool. He's got like his bloody hook and all that. He like took out like that poser superhero. Some people might know what that is. We will drop a sugar for that. He's at 8. He's probably gonna 8 drop Croc here. Oh, 3k world did it. Ah, my searcher. No! Okay, here it comes. He dropped the Miss All Sunday. Now he's going to get that back for next turn. He put a Dawn on himself so he can get a draw after he uses an event, but that's if he has 4 cards in hand, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, to be honest. He's got way too many cards in hand. I'm going to just go for board here. That never changed. That stays the same. Again, just want to swing 5k, 5k, 5k. It always feels bad to block a 5k swing with a 2k guard, obviously, like that. So the more we do that, we're also getting rid of bear attackers as well. I'm sure they're not a fan of that either. Perfect. Since they did that, we can deploy my Luffy and Uta and my turn. He's probably thinking, oh, I'll just swing with Miss Sunday now and get the Uta ability out of the way, when really I want that to happen so that when I Uta, I can rest Miss All Sunday and completely take her out of the equation of worrying about them getting their events back. And also start swinging with my blockers as, okay, there's the red rock. Now how are they gonna deal with the rest? This one makes Miss All Sunday really strong. Double, ugh, 3,000 worlds, okay. We'll block this for 2k. And then if they do swing with their Miss All Sunday, which they do, we'll Punk Gibson their Miss All Sunday. Oh, they're both Miss All Sunday. Oh. Like. Alright. So we have a couple plays here. They have 4 cards in hand. We want to scope it out with swinging 6k at the attacking Miss All Sunday. Awesome, we got it out already. Okay. We want to start drawing a little bit more, so we're going to play our queen, Dawn -1. Oh my god, that was such a good one. Unfortunately, we will have to discard an Uta, but that's okay. We're going to play our Nami, use Nami's ability. Unfortunately, bottom deck one of our boss monsters, but that's okay. Here is a toughie. I think I'm going to swing at the All Sunday anyway here. I just wanted to make sure I got rid of the attacking All Sunday. He grabs back a 3,000 worlds, that's fine. He can hit anything here basically, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. Life 3-2. Yeah, like I said in the last match, this season, this meta is going to be more so mid-range control, so a lot of the slower decks are going to have a lot stronger rain, such as Doflamingo. It also grants other older, slower decks a lot more breathing space. Obviously, you're still going to run into threats like Zoro, because those Zoro players are just never going to quit on it, but hey man, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Probably gonna swing 6 at my Brook here. Oh, he didn't swing at all. Okay, we're gonna Buena Vista to see if we can. Perfect. We're gonna swing with our Nami, use ability, bottom another Doffy. Why is it always on top? No! Where do they grab off of it? 3k worlds, swing 5 at lead. Again, swing bare min, don't need to overcommit or anything. If anything, I'll probably put a Dawn on my leader so that I can get max Dawn usage out of this turn. Now, I want to play Tesero, obviously, but knowing that they have a 3,000 worlds in hand, we're just gonna go for Luffy and Uta to sort of bait that card to be used. They were very lucky. They came across their really strong cards this early. They also had a couple Sanji Pilos, which is also unlucky, but it's whatever. It is what it is. Every deck has their own weaknesses and strengths, so I'm not gonna let it bother me. And nor should you guys. Oh, there's the second red rock. Yeah, this guy saw everything. That's unfortunate. But now he's kind of stuck in a predicament of he either has to swing 5. Alright, so he's not going to use 3,000 worlds this turn. We're gonna keep her alive. We're gonna keep Chopper in our hand just in case. Okay, Sanji Pilaf. Alright, cool. So we're at Nami, search some more, grab another 2K. Again, swing 5K, 5K, 5K. We are the new kings of 5K swings. And as what a very good Lucci player has said, I believe he goes by Straw Hats Are Cool. Shout out to him. Your blockers are attackers unless they need to be blockers. So with that in mind, we're just gonna swing 5 again with our Uta. She is an attacker right now. He has no board. There's nothing to rest, so we don't really have to worry about controlling anything at the moment. Swing 5K again. See what they do. They'll probably block. They'll probably block with a 1K. Let me know in the comments if I am talking too fast. So now we have 6 Dawn. We have 3 Spider's Webs. He's probably gonna 3000 Worlds my guild to Sero, which puts him down to 6 Dawn. Put him down lower now. We're gonna block with a Chopper, 2K Chopper. Alright, cool. Alright, now we're in the phase of the game where we can start pressuring a lot harder since they're running out of, you know, cards and things to do. We grab another Tesero, which is super nice and fortunate for us. Alright. Let's see. We're going to swing 7 again. We're going to swing 5 with our lead. And we win. It's that simple. Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to a lot of these kind of decks, they're going to be running a lot of, like, you know, countermeasure cards and whatnot. Just keep swinging 5K. It's like the best thing to do against decks. Like you saw at the beginning of the game, he dropped this heavy 2K, and after that he had to drop a blocker, drop another blocker, or as guard and not as like a blocker that they can abuse for their on-block ability or on KO ability. And I still have this fat hand. I have a ton of events to keep them alive. I drew into more of my combo pieces and strong cards. It's just that easy. Alright guys, welcome back. So, after playing those games, you guys got a good feel of how Gurple Doffy plays. You're a strong mid-range control variant deck. You have some good, strong mid-game to late game. You have a good amount of searchers. If they don't do anything about your searchers, then you get even more ahead. As you can see, the Croc player kept bottom decking all my cards, but as long as I found one searcher or had a couple blockers up or some sort of version of pressure, a way to pressure, it was a wrap. As you, as soon as you get to your late game, you want to hit your Doffys down, and you just lock the game down. Some substitutes you can do. Some people run Union Armando because it's a searchable event, and it allows the character, specifically a film character, that you choose to not be KO'd during the turn. So it's really good for blocking with Luffy or blocking with Uta. So now they're just unkillable for the turn, or to make your Tesero unkillable for the turn as well. And when it says cannot be KO'd, it cannot be KO'd by battle or effect. It can only be bottom decked, which blue is going to be on the uprising of this meta because of how strong the tools they got this time around for this set. But it's all good, really. A lot of people run bins, especially over Zoro, because bins has a special attribute. He will allow you to swing into Buggy if you need to. Zoro's slash, so you cannot, so you have to ignore it anyway. But this is a really good card. Whereas the Usopp is a really strong 3 cost that you can combo off of your Brook or your blocker Luffy as well. He's usually to just combo with Brook, so you can set up a board flood of attacks. There are some people who run the character variant more over than the event variant. I like the event variant because Once I get to the late game, it's a wrap. You kind of just don't lose at that point because you have so many events in your hand. You have Pump Gibson, so you block for the cost of 2. You block 2 attacks for the cost of 2. Spider Beb restands one of your blockers, so you can swing with them again or block with them again. And Thunder Bagua is just really good to ramp your Dawn back up if you over neg yourself in terms of Dawn. And its trigger is really nice. The trigger for Spider's Web is also really good against aggro if you really need to use the trigger, but in most cases you kind of just keep it in your hand. But having 2k for the turn, like a pseudo Whitebeard effect, is really strong. And then obviously Pump Gibson's like costless, powerless, rest no matter what trigger is just like it helps set up for Doffy. It's just really strong in general, and it's like one of the best events that green has in general. So you want to make sure you abuse that. Yeah, I'd say this deck is a solid tier 1, maybe tier 1.5 deck. It doesn't really struggle against most of the decks. I feel like the only deck it would really struggle against is maybe Zoro and maybe Rebecca. Rebecca has a lot of ways to clear your board even if they're inactive because of the Black Monkey D. Luffy, because he's a very funny card. But other than that, it's not impossible. It's still doable. Like I said, you find this card, you're set, you're solid, you're big chillin'. He's big chillin'. Like he's letting you know, he's like my boy is alright, you know. He's chilling. He's got the pink on. Okay. No. But yeah. So yeah, that was the deck profile and deck representation. I hope you learned a lot from this. Let me know in the comments what other decks you would like to see me play, and give you a evaluation and overall explanation of how the deck works and how it's supposed to be played. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.